Howdy and welcome. You are listening to A Mom's Guide to Wine, a guided wine tasting with candid reflections on motherhood. Here we spill the tea, but never the wine. And we are your hosts, Eliza James
and Rosie Gold.
And we are so glad you joined us for today's tasting adventure.
Full disclosure, for those with little ears, around 90% of our topics and language will be more on the R rating scale. Also, we are not professionals or experts. We are simply sharing our experiences and including some Google searches for support. We are amateur wine enthusiasts and professional moms. That is our skill set. I have so many S's. Why am I doing so many S's?
Well, you agreed to this when we wrote it, so...
I feel like I'm developing a lisp.
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
But I will make fun of you for random sounds from now on. So today's wine is Toasted Head Chardonnay. Think about this. Toasted Head Chardonnay. Alright, I've got the bottle here. So, take it out. It's an amber bottle with a yellow label.
Oh, it has a little bear that's breathing fire. That's cute.
Right.
So what's toasted about it?
So, the name is for the traditional practice of toasting barrel heads and staves to impart a mellow toasted flavor to barrel-aged wines. Oh. Toasted Head began making handcrafted wines in their vineyards in Yolo County back in 1995.
YOLO?
YOLO.
Or yellow?
I think it's YOLO. We're going with YOLO.
Woo, goodness me.
I'm going to knock shit over. Sorry. YOLO. It's Yolo County. And they even write about it. So they wrote, it may not be a major destination for wine lovers, but that's okay to us. Our neighborhood is to the west of Napa County, and they get all the tourists, while Sacramento County, to the east, gets all the politicians and the hot air. We're stuck between one of California's original 27 counties, which has stayed a rural oasis that is now home to a large community of artists and craftspeople, as well as California's greatest concentration of organic farmers. The name YOLO is derived from the native, I'm going to mispronounce this and I'm really sorry, Poan Indian word Yoloi, meaning abounding in the rushes, but locals insist it means you only live once. I thought that was funny. And so they even talk about the bear on their label. And they said the fire-breathing bear was inspired by a drawing created by an artist, Robert Shetterly, for a poem entitled Speaking Fire at Stones. And it says, every one of these stones contains a bear. You just have to burn it free. So that's kind of cool. They said the mystery and the wiry...
That's a little deep.
I know, right? The mystery and the wiry humor of the bear, coupled with the commitment to superior winemaking, perfectly captures the Toasted Head state of mind. So they said this Chardonnay has aromas of bourbon, butterscotch, white peach, and Asian pear.
Fun.
That's a lot of flavors we should get. And on the palate, it should be a creamy toast and peachy caramelized custard flavors that are complemented by a clean, hot finish. I don't know what hot finish means.
Is it spicy?
Is it? I think of like a clean finish, right, where it kind of like rolls off your tongue and
or is it like
gone.
Alcohol's burning you?
That's what I'm worried about. We're gonna get a hot finish. Wah! So, says this Chardonnay should have aromas of the butterscotch, bourbon, peach, and Asian pear. Most of the fruit comes from their estate in Dunnigan Hills, with the balance of fruit harvested from the notable vineyards in Mendocino County. Mendocino? That's close enough. Located 20 miles due east of Napa Valley. It says, warm days pay for full flavor and ripeness on their Chardonnay. Woohoo! Cool breezes at night help keep the acidity levels high. So this should be a little...
Maybe that's why it helps.
I feel like it should be like a little...
It's the acid and the alcohol combination.
I'm gonna get a little...
I think our cheeks are gonna get flushed.
I think so. It says they picked the grapes for this wine during the night to preserve freshness and the purity of fruit flavors. So there was another wine that did this, right? They picked at night. So this is a thing. That's kind of cool. 100% of the juice is a combination of American and Eastern European and French oak barrels. And less than 10% of the wine through a secondary fermentation process. So each barrel is stirred every 2 weeks for optimal flavors and creamy texture. Fun. They really give a lot of information about this, in case you didn't know. The barrel fermentation and aging is obvious in the wine, so I think it should get kind of a barrel-y, smoky taste, right, with the toasted oak. And a full broad finish should pair well with braised meats, like lamb shank and pork loin, or smoked salmon, or pasta with a Cajun cream sauce. So, I'm not pairing it with any of those today. Today, my husband got a recipe off of Bob's Burgers. You heard that right. Bob's Burgers,
I
the
had no idea.
cartoon show. So
You didn't tell me that before you made my bowl.
I'm sorry. Bob
We
Burgers.
should have talked about this.
We should have talked about this. Surprise! So from the cartoon of Bob's Burgers, we have a potato lasagna. And I think it's supposed to be like a baked potato lasagna.
It smells fantastic.
It does smell fantastic. It is layered hash brown with chili, with bacon, and cheese. And it's like 3 layers deep.
That sounds like a bunch of stuff I like.
It was supposed to have veggies in it, but he forgot the veggies.
What kind of veggies?
They said in the recipe that they like diced broccoli and layered it in, so you got like
I love broccoli and rice.
like I thought that would have been great. Like
Yeah,
if you
I think
layered
that-
it, you probably wouldn't have noticed it.
Anything with cheese, I'm all about it. With
It would have been
broccoli.
coated in cheese, so you wouldn't have noticed it. But
Maybe that's why I like
it's not going to
broccoli
be
so much because I always coat it in
healthy.
cheese.
It's not going to be healthy. But we topped it with sour cream and chives, and we're going to find out how good it tastes. But I specifically was like, we could do the Chardonnay with this because it needs something like a little zing to it. And I thought, well, chili has a zing to it, right?
Yeah. And
So-
let's get toasty.
Let's get toasted. So this bottle is going to be
Yeah,
our...
I wish we had a better quote from Bob's Burgers for y'all.
I know, right? I got none. I was like, I watch Bob's Burgers all the
Putting
time.
me on the spot. You're putting me
Now
on the
I can't think
spot.
of anything. So this is looks like a typical cork open. It's got the foil on top. I'm just going to go right through the top because I don't believe in foil cutters. It's the government trying to slow me down.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something. That would be something Linda would say. Linda would say that. Linda would appreciate this. All right. I'm struggling. There it goes.
Sounded pretty.
It did. So I'm gonna...
It's chilled.
Yep, it's chilled. You should drink your Chardonnay chilled. It's generally tastes better. Something about enhancing flavors. The cork smells really nice. Did you?
There it goes, smelling the bottle again. I haven't done that in a few episodes, but it's functional.
There you go.
Not in public.
You know, I went to a restaurant with my husband, and they brought out the wine, and the guy set the cork on the table when he opened it for us because it's a fancy restaurant. So they open it for you and they pour it for you. And he asked if I wanted it ran in a
Aerator?
well, it's an aerator, but it's the bottle is the aerator. They call it something. Anyways, I said yes, please.
This smells really pretty.
Because of the type of wine it was, and I was smelling the cork, and he was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yes, I'm an amateur wine connoisseur."
I definitely smell the pear.
Can you?
Like, I would have said peaches if they
It's
didn't
definitely-
give me the term
Yeah.
pear.
That's true.
But I definitely smell the pear.
Like I wanna read it again.
That might just be because I
wanna
like
make sure
peaches.
I get the right fruit. So yeah, bourbon, butterscotch, white peach, and pear. But there's pear. I agree. There's peach, but you can catch the pear in there. I'm not getting butterscotch smell.
I don't know what butterscotch smells like. I mean, I know what it tastes like.
Maybe it's there. Bourbon. I smell bourbon. I was trying to smell if it smells like toasty.
I completely agree with the term creamy.
It is definitely creamy.
Yeah.
It lingers on the tongue.
It's not super sweet,
But
but it's not going to
dry.
bite you either.
It's not as dry as I thought it would be.
I like it a lot.
I kind of get the smokiness, like the toastedness.
Yeah.
Like it's very light. It's very light. This is gonna be good. So I'm gonna try
I like
this
it.
with the dish. So I'm gonna take a bite of my food now that I've had several.
And if y'all hear a puppy dog, I think we accidentally have it behind a closed door in the next room over, and it can't get to the kiddos. And it's probably
not
upset.
accidentally. It's just making her. She doesn't understand we're saving her from children. She'll figure it out. If we let her out, she'd be more sad.
She probably just knows we're
Alright,
eating
so-
dinner in here.
That's probably what it is. She can smell the food. So this is delish. This is really good. The guy who recreated this from Bob's Burger, man's a genius. He literally just watched the cartoon and was
This
like,
is
I think this
great.
is what they layered in it, and then made a dish.
This is fantastic. I don't know if it's because I got alcohol in the tongue, but it's like almost like my mouth is warmer from the spices that are in this.
But it goes really well with the
It's
Chardonnay.
great.
So
Y'all should do this.
chili on your potatoes with bacon and, like I said, sour cream and chives on it.
And how do we go wrong with cheese?
You can't go wrong with cheese. And there's like 3 layers of cheese in this. Next time I need to tell them we need to layer different cheeses. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That would be good. We could have layered like 3 different
Then it's
types
like a
of
true
cheeses.
lasagna, right?
Yes. Alright. I have plans for next time. We're going to do this again.
This is delicious.
I don't think this is healthy at all.
When I smell it, I smell more sugar now.
Do you? Let me try. Okay. Okay.
And it tastes a little sweeter and more fruity. I'm still tasting a lot of that pear. It's definitely, they're very accurate to what I'm tasting. It's like their terminology of creamy, I absolutely agree with.
Yeah, we've
And
had
pear.
those that don't live up to the description.
Yes,
but
this really
was-
does.
I taste it all. What they say is in here is in here. And you can taste a slight oakiness with the barrel that it was in.
This is good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this is good. I recommend this. I wish I remembered where I picked it up, but I don't. So,
Bet we could Google it.
I'm sure you can find it anywhere. If it's coming from California to Texas,
Oh, yes.
you could probably they're probably mainstreaming it. I bet you can find it just about anywhere. So, today, we are in Season 3, Episode 4, and we are talking about
What are we talking about? What is it?
Stinky Teenagers,
Oh.
a survival guide.
We need more than a survival guide.
This is the best I could come up with. This is like a brief handbook of the best things that I can do to help you survive the teenage stink.
Stank.
Stank. Ugh. It's like the worst phase that I have encountered thus far.
I will say there is a lot of shame built around smelling bad, and they're already so emotional little creatures with their hormones flowing. And so we're also going to kind of touch base on how to kind of tiptoe around some articles, but still get the point across enough to where we can have them not blow up and actually provide some hygiene for themselves.
Because teenager meltdowns.
That happens. Especially around this particular topic because they get embarrassed.
Right. They don't want to talk about that. They stink. Like, I've just gotten to the point where I just toss a stick of deodorant at them. I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
I'm just tossing a stick of deodorant at you, and I'm like, for the love of God, please.
And sometimes there comes a day where you just need to do that.
At some point, it will. So, there's just, because there's no escaping it. All teenagers go through the stinky phase.
But again, their hormones are doing a lot of that for them.
Oh, it's
They have
definitely
new
hormones.
musks.
It's definitely hormones. Is all it is, because they're just like a siphon of it. Like they're just pouring it out like
That, and they're the most athletic they're going to be in their entire lives, more than likely. So
yeah, this is they're getting
the
into
sweat
the prime.
glands are active.
Gross, just gross. So my first suggestion to helping deal with this is to start carrying extra deodorant everywhere. And I'm not exaggerating. We carry some in our car. We carry some in a bag. We carry some in their bag. Their backpacks each get a stick of deodorant. Plus, I keep one in my bag for them,
And it's going to get lost. They're going to go to PE. They're going to let someone else borrow it, which I'm not big on sharing things.
That, but I have people that do.
Kids do that, and they're going to share it. They're going to put it down somewhere. They're going to lose it. This is one of the few things that you should get wholesale. Like, you need to get 6 sticks at a time.
I was
Just to keep them in a closet until they need it. And when they say, "Ugh, Mom, I don't know where it